The following is a presentation of Lion's Heart Media. Any use, rebroadcast, or redistribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of Lion's Heart Media is strictly prohibited. White looks to throw. He wants Boyd deep. Help over the top. Boyd adjusts. 1,000 and a score. Wilson drives in. She scores. Jensen, Grayson, give and go. Jensen elevates and she slams it down again. Arlo, top of the box, a drive, and he fires it in. As Concannon hammers the back line. Striplings fires it up. Spencer in space. Just got it. Touchdown, Serra Catholic. Blocks quick out to Martin. Breaks the tackle. Martin cuts far side. There goes Quinton. See you later. One play. Touchdown, Leopards. Quinton Martin for 6 from 36. A windy but beautiful Wednesday afternoon for high school baseball. The 2-0 Serra Catholic Eagles taking on the Leechburg Blue Devils. Number 2 versus number 5 in the preseason 1A ranking. Serra Catholic taking on Leechburg in a preseason top 5 matchup here early on in the regular season. Serra Catholic ranked number 2, moving down from 1A to 2A behind Eden Christian, who is in the same section as the Eagles. Bishop Canavan also in the top 5. Serra Catholic in the top 5 as well, as that's a loaded section here in section 3 of 1A. But talking to Coach Brian Zarenda, said before the game, was talking to the Union head coach and said Leechburg's going to be one of the best teams in 1A this year. Watch out, and said very much a lot of respect for the Union bench boss does Coach Brian Zarenda have, as he will face Leechburg for his 3rd game of the season. Leechburg game number 1, as it's going to be the Serra Catholic basketball all-time leading scorer, Owen Dombrowski, on the bump for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Dombrowski for Serra Catholic on the hill, and he will go against this Leechburg lineup. Leading off for the Blue Devils will be the senior shortstop Chase Henry. Batting second, junior backstop, that's Rocco Vigna. In the 3-hole and doing the pitching here this afternoon, Mason Bertino, along with Jaden Floyd batting cleanup out in center field. In the 5 spot, it's going to be Jackson Fargo, the sophomore, at second base. In the 6-0, Jake Cummings, the senior left fielder. Batting 7th, the sophomore first baseman, Garrett Jones. Steve Sinjin bats next. The sophomore will man the hot corner here at 3rd. And Brady Rollinger, the senior, will play right field this afternoon for Leechburg. Their first game of the season. Last year, Leechburg had no seniors on the roster, and that's part of the reason Leechburg's expected to have the type of season they are this year. Again, we will wait and see if they do. Last year fell in the first round to West Green at Peterswood Park, 6-2. But again, their entire lineup back, including guys like Chase Henry, career .394 hitter, Rocco Vigna, career .359 hitter. Then you have D1 football commit Jaden Floyd. Plenty of talent on this squad. Bishop Canavan last year became the 4th team in Class 1A to go back-to-back at the WPIL level a year ago. The 3 other schools to do that in 1A go back to Serra Catholic, doing it in 2009, 2010. Neshannock the following 2 seasons, then Union the 2 seasons after that. As Coach Zarenda getting set to send Owen Dombrowski out to the bump, as Chase Henry will lead things off as the pregame meeting continues out at home play. As you can see on your screen, Serra Catholic bumping down to 1A from 2A after back-to-back championship losses to Seton LaSalle. Owen Dombrowski on the hill. This is a team that did lose a plethora of good talent. Colin Holmes, who manned the hot corner last year, he's gone. Zach Black, the starting shortstop, no longer here as well for the Serra Catholic Eagles, now at Mercyhurst. Also, you lose jack of all trades, Isaiah Petty, pitcher, center fielder, infielder. He did really a little bit of everything for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Those are three huge losses that we are looking at for Serra Catholic entering this season, but still plenty of talent, including Max Black at the first base bag. Jacob Holmes. Offense really going to rely on those two, along with Dombrowski and Skaggs. Coach Serra very excited about his pitching staff. Obviously, Mark Johnson, that was a tough blow, getting injured in that final Serra Catholic State playoff game against Otto Elder that bumped the Eagles from the the state postseason. And you lose Mark Johnson, who's expected to be a pretty good pitcher as well. Also, Anderson, he's out today with an illness, and Coach Serra said he has been looking absolutely brilliant after missing all of last season with an injury. So Serra Catholic expected to be loaded at them on the mound once again. We've seen this year in, year out since I've been covering them. Of course, go back to Max Rocco, Joey DeMoss, the likes of Zach Karp in the next wave, Owen Dombrowski, Isaiah Petty. Again, time in, time out, Serra Catholic has had great talent since just I've started covering them on the hill. And again, first time in a while we only see one black on the roster for the Serra Catholic Eagles after a couple of seasons of Max and Zach together. Of course, Zach mixed his junior season. Max entering his junior year, looking to have a big season for the Serra Catholic Eagles, and Coach Serra very high on his junior Max Black, saying, Max, just the heartbeat of this team. His family's been a part of Serra baseball for years, and he's going to be an animal for us this season. And obviously, you also have the likes of Jake Holmes, talked about just how good he is for the Serra Catholic Eagles. And, says he's a true leader on the field, just an extra coach on the field. And Coach Serra said you want a guy like him behind the plate, just calming presence out there for the Serra Catholic Eagles. He will be catching a ton of baseball games this season. And again, he was the heir to Nico Aramick, who was so good for Serra Catholic back behind the plate. Part of that last district championship team for Serra Catholic with Nico Aramick back behind the dish. And Jacob Holmes has been a great heir to the catching position, now entering his senior season for the Serra Catholic Eagles, as he has absolutely been brilliant. Eagles, 9 straight semifinal appearances. The Serra Catholic will take the field behind Owen Dombrowski, as we once again will take a look at the starting batting order for the Blue Devils from Leechburg. The preseason number 5 versus the preseason number 2. Chase Henry, the senior shortstop, will lead things off. Batting second, Rocco Vigna, the junior, will do the catching. Mason Bertino, the sophomore, on the bump, bats third. Clean up, Jaden Floyd, the senior, out in center field with Jackson Vargo batting fifth, playing second base. In the 6th spot, it's Jake Cummings, the senior left fielder. He'll be going to Allegheny for football in the fall. Garrett Jones, the sophomore, at first base. And then Steve St. John at the hot corner, the sophomore, bats 8th, batting 9th, Brady Rollinger. No DP either side for the Eagles or the Leechburg Blue Devils here this afternoon. Beautiful windy Wednesday. Owen Dombrowski for the Serra Catholic Eagles, coming off a tremendous basketball season for Serra Catholic, is Owen Dombrowski. The glue guy for Leechburg will lead things off, as Leechburg, their head coach, Heath Scheimer, absolutely raves about this young man coming to the dish right now in Chase Henry, the senior shortstop. Chase Henry, basketball player as well, and coach says it's a guy any coach would love to have on their roster. A career .394 hitter through 3 seasons, 80 runs scored. He's drawn 39 walks, a career .385 earned run average, and he scored 80 runs throughout his high school career, as he will lead things off against the Serra Catholic right-hander, Owen Dombrowski. As Dombrowski looks in at Jacob Holmes, gets set to get us underway here this afternoon. First pitch by Dombrowski, 4:06, as Owen Dombrowski pounds the zone. So 4:06 underway. Dombrowski into the line. Pitch comes home by Owen. That one misses low and away for Owen Dombrowski. Chase Henry, the senior shortstop. Dombrowski misses again as Owen outside. And Dombrowski had a long tenure on the basketball team come to an end. And again, it was a late start with Serra's run. Dombrowski fires it in there. 3-1 the count here to hitter number 1, Chase Henry. Looking to get on against Dombrowski. The 3-1 by the right-hander. Dombrowski chopper left side, picked up by Jellison across the diamond with the stretch. Max Black. Retirement 5-3 goes Henry. It's Jellison at the hot corner. Black hits counter fired on the right side. Skaggs it short. Corbett at second. Holmes catching Dombrowski with Rieger. Then McNeil and Hahn left to right in the Serra Catholic outfield. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the first inning. Dombrowski first pitch swinging, that's Vigna. Scooped again, Jake Jellison, early workout. And once again, Max Black on the other end, bailing out. 2 5-3 retirements of Henry and Vigna. Now it's going to be the pitcher, Mason Bertino. As the sophomore with 2 down and nobody on here in the top of the first inning. Quick work for Owen Dombrowski, the Eagle right-hander. Mason Bertino, the sophomore, sets in Dombrowski. Into the line, first pitch home to Bertino by Dombrowski. As Owen Dombrowski, and he's seen plenty of work on the hill since his freshman year at Serra Catholic. Maybe not the season he wanted last year. Dombrowski comes home with it. As Owen Dombrowski throwing to his senior backstop, Jacob Holmes. The Eagles 2-0, already winning a pair of games up at Pullman Park. Dombrowski into the line, pitch comes home to the 3-hole hitter Bertino as Owen misses outside once again. 2-1 count now here on Mason Bertino. Owen Dombrowski gets the sign to his liking, the senior. Into the line, 2-1 home by Owen Dombrowski. That one's lined right side foul. Off the fence, count now evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here. In the top of inning number 1, preseason number 2, Serra Catholic, preseason number 5, the Leechburg Blue Devils. 2 outs and nobody on. Owen Dombrowski. Set at the belt. Gets the sign from Jacob Holmes into the line. The 2-2 by Dombrowski. Misses outside, filling it up for the first time this afternoon. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the top of the first at Portview Athletic Association. Payoff pitch by Dombrowski. Popped up right side. Max Black under it, and Black puts the squeeze on it. Dombrowski sets them down in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Devils. In the top of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board, and after 1/2 inning, your score, the Leechburg Blue Devils nothing. The Serra Catholic Eagles coming to bat right here on MVI Live as Owen Dombrowski sets them down in order. And for Leechburg, it's Mason Bertino, the sophomore on the hill. He will go against this lineup for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Leading off, the senior shortstop, it's Tyler Skaggs. Freshman right fielder Cole Hahn, he bats second with Owen Dombrowski, the senior pitcher, in the 3-hole for the Eagles. Jacob Holmes in the cleanup spot. The senior will be catching here this afternoon. Max Black, the junior, he bats in the 5-hole over at first base. Jake Jellison, the sophomore third baseman, he follows in spot number 6. Batting 7th, Bodie Rieger, the junior left fielder. Aiden Corbin, another freshman in the starting lineup. He bats in the 8-hole out at second base. And the senior center fielder will round out the starting lineup. In the 9-hole, it's Matt McNeil, Skaggs, Hahn, Dombrowski, Holmes, Black, Jellison, Rieger, Corbin, and McNeil against Mason Bertino as Dombrowski makes quick work of the Leechburg Blue Devils here in inning number 1. Appreciate all you joining us here from Portview Athletic Association to start the home season for Serra Catholic. Again, labor of love. You see where you're looking at the camera. Here's where I'm at. And we're running court about 100+ feet down the third base line. to our spot here over at the third base bag. Labor of love, nice 2-hour setup, but excited to be back here for some high school baseball while the weather cooperates next week. I don't know how much we're going to be able to do, as it's a very unfortunate looking weather forecast. But big games on the slate scheduled, of course. We're planning to be here for Riverview, planning to be here for Bishop Canavan, Eden Christian, Swickley Academy to end the year. All games that are pretty important for the Serra Catholic Eagles, and always appreciate you guys joining in and joining me here on MVI Live. Again, glad to be back. First baseball game of the season. Technically my first baseball game as the owner of MVI Live. So, going through every season. Tyler Skaggs will dig in for Serra Catholic batter to greet Mason Bertino, the sophomore. As Bertino first pitch home, Tyler Skaggs takes. As Tyler Skaggs broke through as a sophomore. Not maybe the season he wanted a year ago. As Skaggs takes outside. And Tyler Skaggs played some basketball this past year for the Serra Catholic Eagles as well. One of the bench pieces for Coach A.J. Corso. As Skaggs takes there. Tyler Skaggs for the Serra Catholic Eagles at the dish. Serra Catholic looking to go 3-0 on the campaign. As Tyler takes the low and outside. Good patience here, and Skaggs working the count. Bertino showing a lot of the arsenal for the lanky sophomore. Bertino into the line as Tyler in the air, right side, shallow outfield grass and out of play. Tyler Skaggs has new life as Vargo gave a look at it. And it's Skaggs, Hahn, Dombrowski, Holmes, Black, Jellison, Rieger, Corbin, and McNeil. Three balls, two strikes, bottom of the first. Scoreless ball game between the Eagles and the Leechburg Blue Devils. Payoff pitch, Tyler Skaggs takes inside, ball four, and it's a leadoff walk to Tyler Skaggs. So the Eagles leadoff base runner, nobody out for the two-hitter freshman Cole Hahn. And Serra Catholic back here, Portview, second season. This is the home of the Serra Catholic Eagles. Tyler Skaggs takes his lead off first. See plenty of work on the mound this year as well. As Cole Hahn takes again, we'll look around the diamond after this next pitch by Mason Bertino. Tyler Skaggs leads off first. Cole Hahn out the dish, the right-handed hitting freshman right fielder. As Bertino peeks back over the left shoulder. Infield comes in. Hahn takes again. As Cole Hahn working the count in this favor. St. John at third, Henry at short with Vargo out at second. Garrett Jones mans the first base bag. Vigna catching Bertino with Cummings, Floyd, and Rollinger left to right in the Blue Devils outfield. Throw back home, Tyler Skaggs in safely. Ball gets away from Garrett Jones. To the fence it rolls, but Skaggs not far enough to go anywhere. So Tyler Skaggs takes back over at first base. Nobody out here in the top or home half of inning number one. Dombrowski, two ground outs, the third, and a pop out to first to start his afternoon on the bump. Now Hahn trying to get a runner in scoring position for Dombrowski as he bunts it up, diving, attempting, grabbed by the backstop Vigna. As Vigna out of the crouch and able to deny the bunt by Hahn. Stellar play by Vigna back behind the plate. And one out and one on now for Dombrowski, the southpaw hitter, right-handed thrower. That's fantastic play there. See it on your screen. Vigna diving out right side. Dombrowski, Skaggs at first. One away. Bertino comes home with it. As that one misses low, ball one to Owen Dombrowski. And mentioned Owen Dombrowski, part of that Serra Catholic basketball team, made a run to the WPIAL championship game where they ran into their section foe Neighborhood Academy in the third time. For the Eagles, well, it was not the charm. As Neighborhood Academy, they'll be playing this weekend for a spot in the state title game. Playing up in Erie will be Neighborhood Academy. I believe that is against Otto Elder, who knocked Serra Catholic out as well, if I'm not mistaken. Throw back over, Tyler Skaggs slides in safely under the tag of Garrett Jones. One out, one on. Scoreless game here in the home half of inning number 1 between the Serra Catholic Eagles and the Leechburg Blue Devils. As Skaggs once more gets his lead off of first. As Dombrowski takes and pitch in the dirt. There goes Skaggs into scoring position. So Eagles are runner in scoring position with one away here for Owen Dombrowski. On the wild pitch, Tyler Skaggs gets a free 90 feet. As that one bounced about an inch in front of the plate as Dombrowski takes again. Owen Dombrowski in the count. Skaggs at second, one away. Bertino comes home. Dombrowski takes as Owen Dombrowski, not a pitch to his liking, can be a little selective there, is Dombrowski. Skaggs out at second. Dombrowski trying to bring him in. Owen takes ball 4. Second walk issued to Bertino. So Bertino walks Skaggs and Dombrowski 2 on and 1 out now for Jacob Holmes. Jake Holmes, stand-up catcher, power hitter for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Plenty of room in the power alleys here at Portview. If Holmes can find that, that could be fun to watch the Eagles run. As Jacob Holmes digs in. Bertino checks back, comes home to Jacob Holmes as Holmes takes. And Jacob Holmes trying to bring home the first runs of the game for Serra Catholic. Tied at 0 here in the bottom of inning number 1 after a 1-2-3 top half by the Eagle right-hander Dombrowski. He stands at first. Skaggs out at second. Pitch by Bertino comes home. As that one misses to Jacob Holmes. Jake Holmes, part of that Eagle basketball team as well. Bertino checks back at Tyler Skaggs, set at the belt, comes home to Holmes. Holmes sends one out to the right center field gap. Skaggs being waved home. Dombrowski comes to third, throw cut off by Vargo, and it's a 1-out RBI base knock. Jacob Holmes, the first hit of the game for Serra Catholic, gives them a 1-0 advantage. An RBI single by Jacob Holmes, bringing Tyler Skaggs around the score. As the Eagles strike first, Owen Dombrowski heads to third. An RBI by Jacob Holmes. Now it's Max Black's turn at the dish in the 5-hole spot with runners at the corners and 1 away. Courtesy runner here for Jacob Holmes, as headed out to first base for the Serra Catholic Eagles to run for the senior catcher who picked up that RBI single. That is going to be Serra Catholic's Chris Johnson. Another hard thrower in Chris Johnson. So Johnson out at first. Owen Dombrowski here at third. Chris Johnson out at first. Dombrowski here at third. 1 run already, and Max Black trying to put a crooked number up here in the first for the Eagles. As Black takes low downstairs by Mason Bertino. Eagles lead 1-0, 1 out. Runners at the corners here in the bottom of the first inning. Eagles sent down Leechburg in order 1-2-3 in the top of the first. As Black takes once more. RBI single by Jacob Holmes. Dombrowski lead off third. Pitch comes in. Max Black takes in there for a strike. Black thought it was ball 4. As Max will have to go retrieve that bat and try once again. 1-0 Eagles advantage here in the home half of inning number 1. Dombrowski at third. Chris Johnson out at first, running for Holmes. Max Black. Pitch comes home by Bertino. Chopper. As game of cat and mouse, Dombrowski forces the fielder's choice that will allow a reach for Black. As Dombrowski, a game of cat and mouse with St. John, and that will load the bases up as Chris Johnson moves to second. Max Black reaches first. Oh, call an E5, even though no throw, just a poor decision here by St. John. had the out at first but didn't want Dombrowski to score. Now the bases are full of Eagles for Jake Jellison. Bases loaded, Eagles up by one. Can they break it open? Jellison puts bat to ball, pops it up out of play. As Jellison fouls that one off down the third baseline. Dombrowski at third, Chris Johnson out at second, and it's Max Black at first. He's there thanks to Dombrowski, who played a game of cat and mouse here with St. John a little dancing off the third base bag, and Dombrowski has allowed the bases to get loaded as that one misses to Jake Jellison, the third baseman. Jellison coming over to Serra Catholic from Elizabeth forward as Jellison wears it. Jake's sister, Michelle, just committed to Washington and Jefferson for basketball. I've had the privilege of covering Michelle the last plethora of seasons as Jake Jellison earns the RBI hit by pitch. Eagles have plated a pair with just one hit in this game. Black to second. Chris Johnson now here at third as Owen Dombrowski touches home. RBI for Jellison. Now Bodie Rieger, the junior, with the bases loaded, still just one away. 2-0 Eagles on top, looking to take care of business against Leechburg here in the home half of the first inning. Eagles absolutely dominant start here this afternoon against the preseason number 5 as Rieger takes. The sophomore Mason Bertino comes home with it. Bertino pounds the zone in there to Bodie Rieger, the starting senior left fielder. On deck, Aiden Corbett. Walk, attempted bump pop up to the catcher, a dive and grab by Vigna. Then a walk, RBI single, E5, and a hit by pitch RBI. The Eagles do get the crooked number, but they have the ability to put up a huge number here in the first. Pitch comes home, Rieger, huge cut and a miss there on the heater by Mason Bertino. Bertino, again, sophomore, starting the season opener for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Pitch comes home by Bertino, Rieger up off the backstop. Bases loaded, 2-0. Serra leads here in the bottom of the first inning against the Leechburg Blue Devils. Johnson, Black, and Jellison first to third, or third to first on the base path with Rieger at the dish. Pitch comes home. Rieger takes ball 4 as Bodie draws the third free pass of the inning, and Serra Catholic walks home another run as touching home will be Chris Johnson for run number 3 here this afternoon. Max Black comes over to third. Jake Jellison to second as Bodie Rieger an RBI walk. And the bases are full of Eagles and a conclave at the pitching mound. Mason Bertino, he has struggled with command here in this ball game for the Leechburg Blue Devils, and Serra Catholic can absolutely make a 1A statement. Everyone knows how good this team is for Serra Catholic, but this could be an absolute statement to start the year for the Eagles in 1A play. Already, again, winning 2 games to start the season up at Pullman Park, 9-0 and 9-4 against Bishop Carroll and Osh. But, again, this was a preseason number 5. Also have Bishop Canavan, Eden Christian in there, and Swickley Academy, good team in the section as well for Serra Catholic. GCC, another very good team with Grippo and company. Grippo, the Division I catching prospect. As at the dish, the freshman Aiden Corbett. Base is still loaded, 1 away, 3-0 Eagles out in front. As Corbett will hold Eagles on the precipice of batting around here in inning number 1, already a 3 spot up on the board. Let's see if that conclave at the mound can get Bertino settled down. Doesn't seem to be the case as the ball gets up the third base line just a tad. Vigno will come and scoop. Everybody stays at bay. Max Black here at third. Now it's Jellison over at second. At first base, Bodie Rieger, the RBI walk. As there's Black getting his lead off third. Rieger will dig back in over at first. Jellison out at second. Pitch home to Corbett by Bertino, as that one finds the inner third of the strike zone against Aiden Corbett, the freshman second baseman. Pitch comes home. Corbett swings and sends one out of play right side. The freshman Aiden Corbett out at second here this afternoon, trying to increase the Eagle advantage that already sits at 3 here in the bottom of the first inning. Trying to send that carousel in motion. A little pop-up off the ground, gets foul near side. Bases loaded, still just one away. 3-0, the Serra Catholic Eagles out in front. Can the Eagles add on more and really break it open here in the first? Black, Jellison, Rieger aboard. Corbett takes and he will be sent down looking, so Bertino battles back, picks up the punch out, and out of the 9-hole hitter, the senior Matt McNeil, looking for a 2-out knock backwards. K, who sets down Aiden Corbett. Serra Catholic by a trio here in the bottom of the first inning. McNeil. First pitch home by Bertino. Inside ball one to Matt McNeil. Serra Catholic, their 9th hitter coming to the plate this afternoon. Pitch comes home by the righty, and Bertino now down 2-0 to Matt McNeil. Black at third, Jellison at second, Rieger out at first. Skaggs, Dombrowski, and Chris Johnson have all touched home so far this inning. 3-0 Eagle advantage. The 2-0 finds the inner third. Matt McNeil not a fan, now 2-1. Again, even if McNeil hits that, don't know if there was much he could do with it anyways. Kind of ducked out of the way of that one, bending back a little bit. As once again, Black is lead off third. Pitch home to McNeil. That time it misses downstairs. 3-1 to Matt McNeil. Looking to send the carousel in motion with a trot 90 feet down the first base line for the 9-hole hitter and turn the lineup card back over to Tyler Skaggs. Walk to start the game. 3-1, McNeil takes. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. 3-0 Serra Catholic leads here in the bottom of the first inning. Carousel in motion with a lift of the leg. There goes everybody. McNeil takes ball 4, and the Eagles have batted around here on the first. Bases loaded, a walk, as Matt McNeil becomes the second man to get walked and walk in a run as an RBI for McNeil. He'll trot down to first, Rieger to second, Jellison to third. Max Black touches home for run number 4. Back to the top of the order we shall go as Serra Catholic leads at 4-0 with just 1 hit in this game. As first inning, Tyler Skaggs played appearance number 2. Walked and scored the opening run of this contest and now has a chance to add a couple of ribbies to his ledger here on the young season. Pitch home by Bertino. Tyler Skaggs takes. Eagles very patient at the dish and no reason not to be here this afternoon with the lack of command in this first inning alone. Let's see, 4 walks and 1 hit batter by the sophomore Bertino. Pitch comes home. Tyler Skaggs takes in there. Another strike to Tyler Skaggs. Rieger at second, Jellison at third, Matt McNeil over at first. Tyler Skaggs looking to break it really open. As Skaggs takes there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Tyler Skaggs. Bases full of Eagles. They lead by 4. Can Skaggs add some more? Pitch comes home. Skaggs, chopper, third base bag, through the legs of St. John. Rieger will round. He will score. 2 runs come through on the E5, and Serra Catholic leads it 6-0 with just 1 hit in this ball game. As both Jellison and Rieger touch home. Second base will be where McNeil lays. Now Skaggs out at first for the second time today. 2 outs, 2 on. Cole Hahn trying to bunt, popped out to the catcher. Vignew made a fantastic diving play at the point before the Eagles plated 6 here this afternoon here in inning number 1. And talking about this being a statement start here in 1A for Serra Catholic, preseason number 5, and Serra Catholic flexing their offensive muscles here in the home half of inning number 1. Or I guess flexing their eyeball muscles, showing how patient the Eagles are at the plate. As Serra Catholic not chasing, taking what they've been given and taking advantage. They have 6 runs here in the first inning with just 1 hit. Thanks to the patience at the plate for Serra Catholic. McNeil at second. Tyler Skaggs reaching off the air. McNeil at second, Skaggs at first. Bertino checks back. As Cole Hahn awaiting, Bertino comes home. That one misses by Bertino, and Cole Hahn gets aboard. Bases loaded once again. Every Eagle, besides one, has got aboard here in inning number 1, if I am not mistaken. Aiden Corbett, the only Serra Catholic player not to reach base so far in this game. We're in the bottom of the first inning. As Mason Bertino looks like an early end. We'll take a break, come back. Serra Catholic bases loaded, 2 out, 6 already in, right here on MVI Live.
There's no better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? 3-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee, Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Monessen. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop, offering community outreach, including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at His Place Coffee, Community and More.
Pitching change on the mound. It's going to be the right-hander Chase Henry taking over for Mason Bertino. Again, Chase Henry owns a career if I can get my paper to cooperate with me, 385 earned run average, as he will replace Mason Bertino. Goes 2/3 of an inning as his earned runs are set, as 1, 2, 3 are earned for Bertino of the runs given up here in this one. Anything else that comes in will be unearned for Serra Catholic, as he will be replaced by Henry. Bertino will head out to shortstop. So a 1-for-1. Now Bertino at short. And Henry will take over on the hill. Chase Henry, the senior. Pitching here in inning number 1 against Dombrowski. He walked. Scored the second run of the game for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Eagles looking to add one more here at least. Dombrowski finds some outfield grass. That should make it 8-0 if he can. As first pitch by Henry to the backstop, ball 1 on Dombrowski. Not much better in the control situation for Henry. Again, a sub-4 career ERA for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Multi-sport guy, basketball player as well. Pitch comes home. Dombrowski takes 2-0 and 0 and on the precipice of possibly a second walk of the inning. Two and 0 on Owen Dombrowski. Chase Henry. 2-0 misses. Now 3-0 on Dombrowski. Bases loaded, two away, 3-0 pitch home. Dombrowski takes now 3-1 on Dombrowski. Already walked once here this opening inning. 6-0 Serra Catholic on top the Eagles. In the driver's seat, the preseason number 2. I don't think that number 2 will stay at 2 all that long as Owen Dombrowski. Second walk of the game, or second walk of the inning, giving RBI to Owen Dombrowski. Touching home this time by for Serra Catholic will be Matt McNeil, scoring run number 7. On to third comes Tyler Skaggs. Over the second goes Hahn, as Dombrowski will be replaced over at first. Seven nothing Eagle advantage. Jake Holmes, bases loaded. RBI single and a run scored already for Jake Holmes. Takes low ball 1 there for Jacob Holmes over at first base. Courtesy runner for the pitcher. That's going to be Caden Bauer. As in there for a strike. Caden Bauer, of course, committed to play football as a kicker at the next level. As that one misses. Committed to Lockhaven is Bauer. Bases loaded, 2 out, already 7 have touched home. Pitch comes home. Misses as Jacob Holmes has to tuck out of the way of that one. Control has been no better for Chase Henry in relief of Mason Bertino. The Eagles haven't even had the need really to hit just 1 hit in this game for Serra Catholic. As Holmes has it, now loops one out to no man's land. Ranging in and ranging out is Vargo to make the grab to finally end the Leechburg suffering here in inning number 1. As Serra Catholic, 12 men come to the plate. 7 of them touch home on just 1 hit. 1 error in the innings. The Eagles do leave them loaded, but Serra Catholic, after 1 inning of play, they lead the Leechburg Blue Devils 7-0 right here on MVI Live. Blue Devils will try to get something going positive here this afternoon when we come back right here on MVI Live.
It's time to level up your fitness game with Phase Up Nutrition in Jefferson Hills. Veteran-owned and operated Phase Up has been providing the community with top-quality vitamins and supplements with a priority in providing exceptional customer service. When you walk into Phase Up Nutrition, you'll get one-on-one help tailored to your specific goals. We carry a wide variety of workout supplements, pre-workout and post-workout formulas, and all types of vitamins. Come by Phase Up Nutrition today. Phase Up Nutrition, here to help you surpass those unimaginable goals.
One chapter in the books. Eagles up by 7 with just 1 hit, a couple of errors on the Leechburg third baseman, as leading things off will be Jaden Floyd, the senior center fielder. Jaden Floyd, standout football player, was just the 17th WPIO quarterback to have a 1,000 season this past year, 1,307 passing yards with 7 TDs. 1,271 rushing yards and 27 rushing touchdowns for Jaden Floyd, committed to Weber International. That's part of the Sun Conference, a career 360 hitter on the diamond, over 3,900 passing yards and over 2,700, just a tick under 2,800 rushing yards for Jaden Floyd, with 53 rushing touchdowns, 27 passing touchdowns, trying to become the first base runner against Owen Dombrowski here this afternoon for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Dombrowski, a pair of ground outs and a pop out, as Owen pounds the zone there against Jaden Floyd. Jackson Vargo, the sophomore, on deck. As Owen Dombrowski, quick, 1, 2, 3, down goes Floyd. As Owen Dombrowski with the punch out. First strikeout of the game for Owen Dombrowski. Now Jackson Vargo steps to the dish, as Dombrowski will face the number 5 hitter, Jackson Vargo. One out, nobody on, 4 up, 4 down against Dombrowski, as Owen works ahead against Vargo. Sophomore starting at second base here this afternoon. Dombrowski, pitch comes home, breaking ball finds the zone, as Owen Dombrowski now up 2-0 in the count. Or 0-2, excuse me, as Dombrowski into the wide. The 0-2 by Dombrowski. As strike 3 looking, he sends Vargo packing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Dombrowski back-to-back strikeouts. Now Jake Cummings, the senior left fielder, will step to the dish with 2 outs and nobody on against a quick-working Owen Dombrowski. Jake Cummings committed to Allegheny for football. First pitch swinging, fouled off up the near sideline, as Jellison will range in to pick it up. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the second inning. 7-0 Serra Catholic leads on the luxury of just 1 hit. Dombrowski into the line, the 0-1 home to the lefty, as Owen Dombrowski misses low, blocked down by Jacob Holmes, the senior backstop for Serra Catholic. As Owen Dombrowski shakes off the first, likes the second. Pitch home by Dombrowski, swinging a half-hearted one at that. Makes it 1-2 as Owen Dombrowski looking to strike out the side. The lefty digs back in against Dombrowski, gets the sign from Jacob Holmes. 1-2 home by the righty, Owen Dombrowski. Fouled off, staying alive in the box there is going to be Jake Cummings, the senior left fielder, looking to become the first base runner of the afternoon for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Down 7-0 here in the top of the second inning. Another 1-2 by Dombrowski. And once again, staying alive as Cummings is almost squeezed there by Jacob Holmes. Back dish. Dombrowski fouled off once again, as fighting as Cummings, putting up the most fight out of anybody since Chase Henry to start the game against Owen Dombrowski. Another pitch home by Dombrowski. Once again, up off the backstop is Dombrowski fighting here with Jake Cummings, the senior left fielder, again trying to become the first base runner this afternoon for the Leechburg Blue Devils. 7th spot in the home half of the first for Serra Catholic. Another 2-strike delivery, this time taking outside as the count pulls even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the second, 7-0 Eagles lead. Owen Dombrowski. 2-2 pitch comes home by Dombrowski. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Dombrowski sets them down in order, striking out the side, and Leechburg goes down without a fight in the top of the first. Dombrowski, quick work of Floyd, Vargo, and Cummings. 3 Ks for Owen Dombrowski. And the Serra Catholic Eagles back to the batter's rack, looking to add on. Remember, just in case it does get to that point, 10 runs after 5, 15 after 3, which I don't think many people saw even being a possibility here today. But the Eagles with a 7th spot in the first, you never know, as Henry back to work. Two-thirds of an inning for Mason Bertino. 7 runs, 3 earned, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 1 hit batter. As Bertino couldn't find the strike zone, Henry got a walk of Dombrowski that brought in another, and then Jake Holmes got him to pop out to Vargo. So it's going to be Black, Jellison, Rieger. E5 allow Black to reach, hit by pitch, RBI for Jake Jellison, and an RBI walk for Bodie Rieger. All 3 of those touched home for runs 4, 5, and 6 of inning number 1, as Henry first time starting from a clean sheet. Seven nothing Eagles, bottom of the second inning. 5, 6, 7 due up. Pitch by Henry to Max Black. First pitch, swinging liner down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. Max Black trotting into second. Picked up by Cummings and left. And it's a leadoff two-bagger for Max Black. And the Serra Catholic Eagles in business to start the second, as Max Black, a missile down the third base line. He'll stand at second. Back to the dish now will be Jake Jellison, hit by pitch, RBI, as an aggressive approach there by Black to start the second. 7-0 Serra Catholic out in front. Black at second, Jellison at the plate. Bottom of inning number 2. First pitch bounces, gets away. Not far enough for Black to go anywhere as Vigna keeps it in front. 1-0 here now on the right-handed hitting Jake Jellison. I mentioned Jake's sister, standout basketball player for Coach Noah Yarton, and Elizabeth Ford will go to Washington Jefferson playing in the pack, as Jellison, one hopper off the glove of the second baseman. Recovery in time as Vargo gets it to Jones. 4-3 retirement of Jellison, but does get the job done to move Max Black up 90 feet, so a fly ball away from an 8-0 Eagle advantage here in the second. As looking to do that will be Bodie Rieger, walked and brought in a run along with scoring a run back in inning number 1. Leadoff double, ground out now Rieger. Takes strike 1 from the righty Chase Henry. Trying to limit the Eagle damage. It's already been done at 7-0 after 1 inning of play. Pitch comes home. Rieger takes again. That time misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Just 90 feet away is Max Black here at third. Black takes his lead off third. Pitch comes home by Henry. Rieger trying to find a way to bring Black in from the third base bank, trying to increase the Eagle lead up to 8. On deck is Aiden Corbett. He's the lone Eagle not to reach base in this game. As Chase Henry comes home with it, Rieger fouls it off, stays alive. Leadoff double by Max Black, then a ground out by Jellison. Rieger at the dish now. 1 out, 1 on, 7-0 Serra Catholic leads here in the bottom of the second. Rieger to make it an 8-0 advantage if he can find pay dirt here. Right-hander away. Fouled off again by Bodie Rieger, staying alive after working down in the count. Black hoping to touch home for the second time this afternoon in the second straight inning. Henry comes home with it to Rieger. Rieger goes chasing upstairs. First punch out of the afternoon for Chase Henry. Second strikeout of the game for the staff of the Leechburg Blue Devils. Corbett struck out looking with the bases juiced back in the first inning. He's the lone Eagle not to reach base today, looking to change that. First pitch takes ball one to the right-handed hitting Aiden Corbett. Leadoff double. Eagles were in business. Runner at third with less than 2 outs. You imagine that's almost a guarantee for this ball club, but right now it's going to take a 2-out base knock as Aiden Corbett goes chasing up and out. 1-1 here on Corbett, looking to reach for the first time this afternoon, bringing Black home who had the lead-off two-bagger. Breaking ball 1-2 as Henry works ahead. Max takes his lead off third. Serra already stranded 3 runners in this game back in inning number 1. As a little looper out to shallow center. Corbett with 2 outs and 2 strikes gets the job done. A 2-out RBI single by Aiden Corbett. And the Eagles, everybody's got aboard now here this afternoon, as all 9 Eagles have reached base. An RBI 2-out single by Aiden Corbett. Max Black touches home for run number 8, and an 8-0 Eagle advantage is back to Matt McNeil, who walked in a run and ended up scoring run number 7. First pitch swinging, McNeil out towards the left center field gap. Ranging over, Floyd can't make the catch as Jaden Floyd falls down. McNeil into second as Floyd was unable to get that, tripping up in center field. Matt McNeil winds up at second. We'll give him a double as Matt McNeil reaches for the second time today. And over to third base is Aiden Corbett. Back to the top of the order we go with Tyler Skaggs. He's been aboard twice this afternoon. Runners at second and third, 2 away. 1 already in. Eagles can get to double digits with a 2-out knock here by the right-handed hitting Skaggs. Skaggs walked and scored the opening run of the game, was stranded at third last inning as well. Third AB here in the second inning for Tyler Skaggs. Reached on an E5 last time, right through the 5-hole of St. John. Corbett gets his lead off third. McNeil out at second. Pitch comes home to Tyler Skaggs as 1-0 moved to 2-0 on Tyler Skaggs. The senior shortstop looking to reach for the third time today. 2 outs, 2 on, 1 run in already for the Eagles. They are up by 8. Pitch home, Tyler takes again, and it's now 3-0 on Tyler Skaggs. Hahn on deck, 0 for 1 with a walk. McNeil at second, here at third. Corbett 3-0 coming by Chase Henry. That one to the backstop, and Tyler Skaggs works his second walk of the game. On base for the third time, and the bases are loaded for a second straight inning for Serra Catholic. Cole Hahn popped up trying to bunt to the catcher as Vigna made a diving catch down the first base line. That one was walked in his second plate appearance last inning. Stranded at second when Jacob Holmes popped up. Dombrowski on deck as Cole Hahn, again, a chance to truly break this one open if it's not already, which I consider 8-0 already broken open. But when you have the bases loaded, one hit can make that look a lot uglier and get the Eagles up by double digits. Preseason number 5 versus number 2. I think somebody maybe a little underranked as Hahn pops it up, maybe somebody a little over. As Floyd this time puts the squeeze on it. Eagles leave them loaded for the second straight inning, but they do add 1 to their total on a couple of hits, make it 3 to be exact, and no errors in the inning. We've played Now 2 full. Serra Catholic leads it by 8 right here on MVI Live as we head to the top of the third inning. Serra Catholic up 8-0 here on top of the Leechburg Blue Devils. It's the home opener. And back to work, Owen Dombrowski for the Serra Catholic Eagles. As if you're looking to get customized, TC customized right on Route 51 in Jefferson Hills. Wheels, rims, tires, lift kits and lowering kits, full service auto details, along with custom audio, remote starts, alarms, custom lighting, tints, accessories. You name it, they've got it. Completely customize your car at TC Customize in Jefferson Hills. Call them today at 412-384-5300. It's time to get TC Customized as we step back into the third inning with Serra Catholic up by 8. As it's 7-8-9, Garrett Jones, Steve Sengen, Brady Rollinger will greet the senior right-hander. The sophomore Jones awaits the first offering from the right-hander as Owen Dombrowski. Into the line, pitch home by Dombrowski. First pitch swinging through the right side. It's a leadoff single for Garrett Jones as Jones gets the first hit of the game for the Leechburg Blue Devils. There goes the no-no, the perfect attempt for Dombrowski. Serra Catholic's made that a custom, especially in these short games this season. He was mowing them down. First hit again for Leechburg as Jones out at first. Nobody out as he will turn his attention to Steve Sengen, the sophomore third baseman. Runner goes, throw down with the tag, not in time. Garrett Jones swipes second. And now a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Leechburg. Dombrowski checks back, pitch comes home, gets away from Jacob Holmes. As no advancement there for Garrett Jones. Runner at second, nobody out, 8-0 Eagles lead. Fouled off. 2-1 now on the right-handed hitting Sengen. Dombrowski long look down at Jacob Holmes, runner at second as Dombrowski steps off. 2-1 count, one on, nobody out here in the top of the third. 8-0 advantage for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Dombrowski checks back, pitch comes home by Owen Dombrowski. Sent in the air, right side down the line, long run into foul real estate. Making the grab is Cole Hahn. As Hahn on the run gets the retirement, and there's out number 1 of Steve Sengen on the F9, bringing up Brady Rollinger, the senior right fielder. 1 out, 1 on. 8-0 Eagles lead. Dombrowski, he's fan 3 here this afternoon. Dombrowski comes home. First pitch misses, ball 1. Rollinger with a runner at second and 1 away. On deck, Chase Henry. He's taken over on the bump. Started the game at shortstop. As now Dombrowski step off, throw back in time is Garrett Jones. As Jones keeps that runner in scoring position for the time being for Leechburg. Singled and stole second. Time called by Coach Scheimer, and he'll have a quick conclave with Rollinger and Jones. I think maybe his players on the opposite page here, down 8-0, and I think that is indeed what they are chatting about here as a brief 3-player conclave, 2-player, 1-coach conclave, I guess I could say, as Owen Dombrowski looking to get back to work with the Eagles up by 8. Jones retreats out to second. Back to the dish will be Rollinger. As Brady Rollinger digs back in. 1 on, 1 away. 8-0 Serra Catholic leads. Dombrowski gets a big, hefty swing and a miss there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The Eagles have played at 8 through the opening 2. Dombrowski checks back. Owen once more, now comes home. Pounds the zone 1 and 2 as Dombrowski works ahead, looking for strikeout number 4 on the afternoon. 1 on, 1 out. Runner at second is Garrett Jones. 1-2 by Dombrowski. Swing and a miss. And Dombrowski fans another 4th strikeout this afternoon for Owen Dombrowski. 2 outs, runner at second base as Owen Dombrowski taking care of business. More than just the all-time leading scorer on the basketball team is Dombrowski. Absolutely standout multi-sport player for the Serra Catholic Eagles. Basketball, baseball, he shined at both. Pitch comes home by Dombrowski. That one misses up and in. Chase Henry grounded out to the third baseman, Jake Jellison, back to start the game after a lengthy AB. Battled with Dombrowski to start, but Owen won that one and then set down the first 6 men he faced. Now falls behind 2-0 to the right-handed hitting pitcher, Chase Henry. Jones takes his lead off second, 2 away. Dombrowski's fan 4 through 2 2/3. Pitch comes home by Owen. Fouled up and out as Dombrowski able to work back into the count. Jones at second. Multi-sport standout Chase Henry digs back in. Jones takes his lead off second. Dombrowski comes set at the chest. Pitch by Owen. Foul tip off the backstop. Now Dombrowski 1 strike away from another multi-strikeout inning here in the third after not recording one in the opening inning of play. Struck out the side last inning. Dombrowski set at the chest. Checks back at Jones. 2-strike offering by Dombrowski. Doesn't get any bite. Looking to get Henry to go fishing down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. 8-0 Eagles lead Dombrowski. And dealing with his first man aboard the base path this afternoon. Another 2-strike offering. Lined out to short. Grabbed down. Tyler Skaggs on to Max Black. And down go the Blue Devils. 6-3 retirement of Henry. He's 0 for 2 with no runs, a hit, no errors. Leechburg does strand their first base runner of the game, but it does not matter as Owen Dombrowski back to work in a big way. Eagles up by 8 after 2.5 as the bats back to work. And it's the heart of the Eagle order due up here in inning number 3 as it's going to be Owen Dombrowski, Jake Holmes, Max Black, all due up for the Serra Catholic Eagles as we start inning number 3's home half. Owen Dombrowski, 0 for 0. No official plate appearances, but he's walked twice, scored a run. Also driven in a run. Dombrowski, Holmes, and Black. As Chase Henry for a second full inning of work. Next on tap for both teams as we'll look ahead, it's at Valley on Friday for the Serra Catholic Eagles. On the other side for the Leechburg Blue Devils, they will take on Union to start section play at Union on the 24th. As Chase Henry digs in against Owen Dombrowski. 2 walks, an RBI, and a run scored for Dombrowski. As Owen works ahead once again. See Jellison loosening back behind for Serra Catholic, so maybe early in for Dombrowski, who sends this one out to left, fading away, dropping down, trying to barehand was Cummings. That's going to allow Dombrowski to turn for 2. Second straight inning with a leadoff 2-bagger for the Serra Catholic Eagles as Owen Dombrowski cranks one down the left field line, and Owen Dombrowski now 1 for 1 here this afternoon. Here comes Caden Bauer to run for Owen Dombrowski. He's on base now for the 3rd time. He struck out 4 on the hill. Now it's Jacob Holmes, 1 for 2, an RBI and a run scored by his courtesy runner, Chris Johnson. Eagles 7 in the first, 1 in the second. 5th hit of the game for Serra Catholic was to Owen Dombrowski as Bauer running out at second. Jacob Holmes, he's driven into 1 today. Pitch comes to Holmes, ground ball, St. John stabs, throws across a little high, but coming down on the bag is Jones. Bauer will advance. So a 5-3 ground out of Jacob Holmes will move the courtesy runner Bauer to 3rd. And now Max Black. A double, 2 runs scored today on the ledger of the junior Max Black. Led off last inning with a double to Max. So 1 out, 1 on. As Max Black looking to pick up his first ribby of the afternoon and get the Eagles up to 9. Leadoff double by Owen Dombrowski. Ground out, and now Black with a runner at 3rd and 1 away. Pitch home to Max. First pitch swinging, strike 1 as Max swings over top of that one by Chase Henry. And this one headed for an early inning end as pitch comes home. Black, ground ball. Shortstop, Bertino. Over across, Black retired, but gets the job done. An RBI ground out. Max Black goes down 6-3. Give him the ribby as Bauer comes in to score. And that's run number 9 for the Eagles. So 2 outs, nobody on. Eagles strike once again. They lead by 9 here in the 3rd. That's a little roller right side foul for Jake Jellison. 1 more run, 6 outs without another. That would send this one to an early end. Jellison down 0-1 on the count. Pitch by Henry as Jake Jellison takes again. Jake coming over from Elizabeth forward to Serra Catholic, now starting 3rd baseman, replacing Colin Holmes, who manned the hot corner last year. And some good 3rd basemen over the years. Dombrowski's had some time at 3rd. Matt Bishalia, plenty of talented 3rd baseman. Again, now Jellison, the next one in line. As Jellison in the air, out to center. Jaden Floyd camping under it, puts the grab on it. Eagles add 1 on the RBI ground out by Max Black that started with a Dombrowski double. So 1 more run on another Eagle hit, no errors. Serra strands nobody for the first time today here in the third, and the Eagles lead it 9-0 after 3 full innings right here on MVI Live.
There's no better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? 3-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee, Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Monessen. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop, offering community outreach, including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at His Place Coffee, Community and More.
2, 3, 4, it's Rocco Vigna, Mason Bertino, and Jaden Floyd. Ground out, pop out, strikeout. First time through as Owen Dombrowski. His afternoon on the bump, it was a good one, has come to an end. Goes 3 innings, gives up no runs, 1 hit, struck out 4 while walking 0. Replacing Dombrowski is going to be Jake Jellison. So Jellison will come in to pitch for Serra Catholic. Dombrowski replaced by Jellison. As now at third base is going to be Chris Johnson. So Chris Johnson takes over at third, and Owen Dombrowski replaces Aiden Corbett at second. So Dombrowski goes 3 innings, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. Now he plays second base. Everything else seems to be the same for Serra Catholic. So Jake Jellison on the hill for the Serra Catholic Eagles. And Jellison coming over from EF. First pitch by Jake Jellison. Picks up where the starter Dombrowski left off. As Jake Jellison works ahead 1-0. Fouled off now, 0-2. And Coach Zarenda says every year, goal's the same: win a district title, win a state title. It's been a while since they've got the state title, and he says he thinks it's a realistic expectation after a championship and then 2 straight runner-ups, as they were the bridesmaid the last 2 years. Rieger now 1-2 in the count. Or excuse me, Jellison. Rieger also a pitcher as well, throwing mid-80s for Serra Catholic out in left field today. As Jellison comes home with it, that one misses 2-2 as Jake Jellison works it even on Rocco Vigna, who grounded out to the third baseman. That was Jellison at the time for out number 2 of inning number 1. Into the line, the 2-2 by Jake Jellison as Jellison in the air, right side. Under it is ranging towards the line. Cole Hahn will make the grab. And 1 up, 1 down. Rocco Vigna retired on the F9 as Jellison retires the first man he faces here in the top of the 4th inning. Bertino popped out to the first baseman, Max Black, to end inning number 1. So Mason Bertino at the dish. Nobody on, 1 away. Pitch home by Jellison as Jake misses down and inside for ball 1. And Portview, home of the Eagles for the 2nd straight season, as Jellison gets a swing and a miss, 1-1. And Boston was under construction, redid the infield, looks absolutely beautiful, but now can't play on it due to the outfield issues. So once again, back here at Portview, same red clay you see down at PNC Park, as Coach Zarenda has this field looking absolutely spectacular on the infield set. After all that rain on Sunday, they were good to go if they had to play a game on Monday. And a much bigger field than Boston. Chopper, shortstop Tyler Skaggs up with it over Max Black. tracks it all the way. 2 up, 2 down now on the 6-3. As Jake Jellison, quick work thus far. And was looking forward to getting back to one of the most picturesque scenes in all parks inside the WPIL in the Mon Valley in Boston, but not going to happen again. Originally, they were scheduled to play the last game of the season last year at Boston. That was just sometimes how things go. But they're still not there this year, swing and a miss. Jaden Floyd. Chris Johnson, another transfer in here for Serra, now at third base. That's now 1-1. Another hard-throwing mid-80 guy for Serra Catholic. As Jellison gets Floyd to loop one out to right. Under it, no problem. 1, 2, 3, Jellison in order. As we'll step aside, Jake Jellison picks up where Dombrowski left off. Eagles 1 run, 3 outs away from victory, as it would be complete. Up by 10 after 5. So we'll see if that is the case. The Eagles have scored every inning. Can they do it again? We'll find out when we come back here on MVI Live.
It's time to level up your fitness game with Phase Up Nutrition in Jefferson Hills. Veteran-owned and operated Phase Up has been providing the community with top-quality vitamins and supplements with a priority in providing exceptional customer service. When you walk into Phase Up Nutrition, you'll get one-on-one help tailored to your specific goals. We carry a wide variety of workout supplements, pre-workout and post-workout formulas, and all types of vitamins. Come by Phase Up Nutrition today. Phase Up Nutrition, here to help you surpass those unimaginable goals.
7, 8, 9, Rieger. It was Corbett, who has now been replaced by Chris Johnson. See if that's going to be a re-enter. And Matt McNeil due up for Coach Brian Zarenda. 1 run, 3 outs away. New third baseman as well here on the Leechburg Blue Devils side of things. As now manning the hot corner, Dylan Whitlinger, the freshman, replacing St. John. As St. John to the bench, and Whitlinger takes over here at third. Chase Henry continues to work on the mound. He replaced the starter Bertino after 2/3 of an inning. Serra scored 7 runs on 1 hit, 1 error. Or excuse me, 2 errors. They stranded 3 in that opening inning. A lot of walks and a hit batter. Seven, 8, 9 as Rieger. Walk, an RBI, a run scored in the first, then struck out in the second. Now here in the fourth. That's most likely another new arm for the Eagles in the fifth. After a 1-2-3 inning by Jellison, backing up the good work by Dombrowski. Pitch home to Rieger. Rieger takes low as that one bounces up over the top of the catcher, Vigna. Serra Catholic 7 spot in the first inning. Walk, then a pop out, walk, single, error, hit by pitch, walk. Another walk, another error, a walk, and an RBI walk again. That's how the Eagles got their runs done in the first. As on the 8th run, an RBI single by Corbett and an RBI ground out by Black. Pitt later runs 7 and 8 in innings number 2 and 3. As Bodie Rieger trying to keep the good times rolling. Serra Catholic last 2 innings lead off 2 baggers. This time it's a leadoff walk. So Serra Catholic, a pair of leadoff walks sandwiching a pair of leadoff doubles. Walk to start the game with Skaggs, and a leadoff double by Black, a leadoff double by Dombrowski, and now a leadoff walk to Rieger. First AB of the afternoon for Chris Johnson. He was the pinch runner for Jacob Holmes earlier, now replacing Corbett. Throw over Rieger back in plenty of time. So Chris Johnson trying to keep the line moving, takes there 9-0. Serra Catholic out in front. Pitch to Johnson. Johnson takes again. Chase Henry on the hill. Rieger out at first. Eagles lead by 9 here in the fourth. And a run and 3 outs is what the Eagles need without surrendering another run. See a Leechburg arm go to loosen from the bullpen, or from the dugout, I should say. That one pounded in there by Chase Henry to Chris Johnson. Looks like Caden Bauer may be on deck for the Eagles. As Johnson, ground ball, hops out to Bertino. On to second for one, relay in time. 6-4-3, Bertino of Argo Jones. And Johnson retired on the twin killing. Now 2 outs and nobody on for Matt McNeil. Trying to turn the lineup card around. Looking for the first 0 today is Leechburg. Pitch comes home. McNeil chops it foul. Strike one on Matt McNeil. Set at the belt. Right-hander comes home to McNeil as McNeil stretches out and shoots one back up the middle. It's a 2-out single for Matt McNeil. As Matt McNeil, a walk, a double, now a single for McNeil, the senior center fielder, getting it done all ways possible. And Serra Catholic with a 2-out base knock, turning the lineup back over to Skaggs. He's reached all 3 times today. Now looking to get aboard here in the fourth. The only time he didn't come to bat was in the third. Two outs, 1 on, 9-0 Eagles lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Throw over, sliding back safely, McNeil. Skaggs looking for his first hit of the afternoon. McNeil with a pair of hits. Corbett has a hit for Black. Dombrowski, Eagles. Scattered 6 hits, 9 runs so far here in this one. A lot of walks as well, drawn by Serra Catholic. As once again, McNeil slides back in under the tag of Garrett Jones. One on, 2 away. Here comes Henry to the plate. Finds the zone that time on Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs on the precipice of his 3rd walk of the afternoon. 3-1 home. Tyler takes. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Eagles by 9. So McNeil will be moving with the lift of the leg. Throw back over, and just back is Matt McNeil. As Chase Henry almost caught the senior napping. McNeil gets his lead. Henry comes home. Skaggs fouls it off. On base 3 times today in 3 plate appearances for Tyler Skaggs. Would love his first hit of the afternoon and get Matt McNeil. Maybe a gap shot brings him in with him moving on the pitch. Another payoff pitch by Chase Henry to Tyler Skaggs. Breaking ball. Skaggs draws his 3rd walk of the afternoon. So McNeil moves into scoring position. Tyler Skaggs will trot down 90 feet to first. Cole Hahn popped out, walked, and flew out. Hahn reached once against Henry. First pitch swinging in the air, out to center, right at Floyd. No problem, squeeze put on that one. And Serra Catholic unable to plate a run for the first time this afternoon, as an F8 will end the 4th inning. So Serra Catholic needs 3 outs and a run still to send this one to completion, as the Eagles unable to plate one for the first time today. No runs, 1 hit, a couple of walks, and a couple of Serra Catholic Eagles left stranded aboard the base pass here in inning number 4. So again, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left aboard. Double play in the inning as well. As we head to the 5th inning, Jake Jellison back on the bump for the Serra Catholic Eagles, as we'll hear a quick message from our friends at TC Customize right off Route 51 in Jefferson Hills, as they got it all: wheels, rims, tires, lift kits, and lowering kits. Full service auto detailing with custom audio, remote starts, alarms, custom lighting, tints, accessories, and so more. Completely get your car customized. It's time to get TC Customized. Call today at 412-384-5300 or visit them at right off Route 51 in Jefferson Hills. TC Customized will have that full spot for you next week, going down and filming it and producing that ad tomorrow. But a big shout out to our friends at TC Customized for joining us here on this fall season. If you want to promote your business, contact me, Twitter, Instagram. You guys know how to find me. Reach out. We'll see how we can work together to benefit both of our businesses. Again, I could give you my number, but don't want some random people deciding they can text or call me whenever they feel like. So find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter, Facebook, and we can see how we can work our businesses together. As back in for Jake Jellison's 2nd inning of work, and Jake Jellison gets up in the count here to start. 3 outs, 1 run away from a Serra Catholic victory. It's Vargo, Cummings, and Garrett Jones due up. Jellison comes home. That one misses, 1-1 to Vargo, who struck out looking against Owen Dombrowski, one of 4 strikeout victims in Dombrowski's 3 innings of work. In the air, right side. Black gives a look. No bother, though, up on the hillside. Two-strike offering by Jellison. Gets the sign he likes from Holmes into the line. Pitch by Jake Jellison. Bounces one up to the dish. Holmes keeps it out in front. 9th spot for the Eagles here in the top of inning number 5. Another 2-strike pitch by Jellison. Fouled off the backstop. Stays alive. Trying to avoid his 2nd punch out of the afternoon is Jackson Vargo. Vargo digs back in, 2 outs, or nobody out, nobody on. Jellison comes home, breaking ball in the air, left center. McNeil over, drops in front of him. Caden Bauer replacing Rieger out in left. So 1 on, nobody out. Second base runner of the game for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Jellison checks over at first. As the lefty Jake Cummings will dig in. First pitch swinging down the third base line. That one gets out of play. Chris Johnson gave it a look. 0-1 now as Jellison works ahead. The Eagles looking for maybe a nice twin killing here if they get a hard ground ball at Skaggs or Dombrowski. As Jellison fires that one in the zone. Jake Jellison 1 strike away from out number 1 here with 1 on, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Jellison comes set at the chest, steps off, looks back the runner as slowly making his way back is Jackson Vargo. Once again, Jellison set, this time comes home. As just fouling that one off the end was Cummings, the Allegheny football commit, senior left fielder. Jellison up on the mound, 1 on, nobody out. Jellison checks back, comes set at the belt. Jellison comes home, breaking ball, struck him out looking, and Jake Jellison, his first punch out of the season, setting down setting down Jake Cummings, as Cummings 0 for 2 now with 2 strikeouts. A runner at first, 1 out. As digging in will be Garrett Jones, singled, first hit of the game for the Leechburg Blue Devils off of Dombrowski. Was the lone base runner Dombrowski allowed. Jellison long look in, now comes home as Jake trying to work back into this count. Jackson Vargo out at first, 1 out, 9-0 Eagles lead. Jellison pounds the zone with that one, painting one at the knees is Jake Jellison. Trying to keep the goose egg on the board for the Serra Catholic Eagles here against the Leechburg Blue Devils. Jellison peeks back over his shoulder, comes set again. Jellison to the plate as that one misses low. Jones holds back. Jake Jellison looking to put up another 0 in his second inning of work for the Eagles. 7 in the first, 1 in the second and third for Serra Catholic, none since. That's just 1 inning without a run for Serra today. Fouled off by Jones. Vargo at first, 1 away, leadoff single. Second hit of the game for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Set at the belt once more, Jellison, and Jellison has that one spoiled down the first base line towards Max Black. That's Jellison back to work. 1 on, 1 out. 9-0 Serra Catholic out in front here this afternoon. I guess we can go evening now, but nonetheless, Eagles large advantage. Jake Jellison comes home with it fouled off the backstop once again. Jackson Vargo back to first. Jellison with 1 out here in inning number 5. Jellison gets the sign, comes set. Jellison will step off, back to first goes Vargo, and now we'll reset and do it again. 9-0 Eagles lead. Jellison, long look in, peeks back over at the runner over at first in Vargo. Jellison comes set, pitch by Jellison, runner goes. Back to Jellison, only play to first. So Jake Jellison gets out number 2. On to second goes Jackson Vargo. So second time today, Leechburg's had a runner in scoring position as Jones grounds back 1-3 the retirement for out number 2. As runner at second, 2 away as Jake Jellison will now turn his attention to it is going to be Whitlinger. As Dylan Whitlinger, the freshman, again replaces placed Senjin earlier in this one. Takes strike one, does Whitlinger. If Serra gets this final out, and throw back to Skaggs at second, in safely there. If they get this final out and bring home a run, that will send this game to conclusion. Jellison peeks back at the runner. Whitlinger at the dish. Jellison comes home to the freshman. Bounce. Jacob Holmes keeps it out in front. One on, two away, top of the fifth. Jake Jellison steps off. No throw as Jellison back to the mound to reset. Leadoff single by Jackson Vargo. He stands out at second, moved up on the 1-3 retirement. Running on the pitch, oh, that was a tailor-made twin killing as Jellison forces the foul off down the first base line, and will go again as Jellison looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Second inning in relief of Owen Dombrowski. Jellison comes home, breaking ball, and Jake Jellison punches out a pair as no runs, one hit, no errors, one left on base as Jake Jellison gelling on the bump. And Jellison keeps it 9-0. After 4.5 Eagles, 1 run away from sending this one to the finish. Can they do it? We'll find out when we come back right here on MVI Live as the bottom of the fifth is on deck here this afternoon on MVI Live.
It's time to level up your fitness game with Phase Up Nutrition in Jefferson Hills. Veteran-owned and operated Phase Up has been providing the community with top-quality vitamins and supplements with a priority in providing exceptional customer service. When you walk into Phase Up Nutrition, you'll get one-on-one help tailored to your specific goals. We carry a wide variety of workout supplements, pre-workout and post-workout formulas, and all types of vitamins. Come by Phase Up Nutrition today. Phase Up Nutrition, here to help you surpass those unimaginable goals.
Eagles with 3, 4, 5 due up here in inning number 5. All they need to do is have one touch home. Owen Dombrowski, 1 for 1, a double, a couple of walks and an RBI for Dombrowski. Along with 4 strikeouts and 3 innings of work. Then it's Jacob Holmes who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Max Black, a double, 2 runs scored, an RBI so far as well. So the Eagle big 3 due up with a chance to end it here in the 5th. 2 hits allowed by the Eagle offense, 6 picked up by Serra Catholic here this afternoon. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 more, 1 each in the third and fourth as we are here in the 5th. Chase Henry continues his work on the bump for the Leechburg Blue Devils, surrendering a couple of runs. Nothing Eagles lead. Trying to finish it off here in 5. Dombrowski, 1 for 1, been on base 3 times. First pitch swinging, pops one up, foul out of play. First strike 1 on Owen Dombrowski. Big game again for Dombrowski. Get used to saying that, whatever sport it is for Owen. Averaged 20-plus points per game for the Eagle basketball team this past year. As Dombrowski fouls that one off, now 0-2. Chase Henry's done a good job in relief, holding the Eagles to just 2 more runs after that 7th spot in inning number 1. Oh, 2 on Dombrowski. Henry comes home as Dombrowski takes outside, now 1-2. 1-2, Dombrowski taking again, and down goes Owen for the first time this afternoon. So Dombrowski strikes out looking, second strikeout by Chase Henry. Now it's Jacob Holmes. Holmes an RBI single in the first, also popped out with the bases loaded in the first. And grounded out to third. And everyone who comes to the plate for the Eagles representing the winning run. Looking to get up by 10 is Serra Catholic here in inning number 5. As Holmes takes a strike there by Chase Henry. 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. None since here with 1 out in the 5th. As Holmes into shallow left, back on at the shortstop Bertino. 2 up, 2 down. And now Max Black has reached base twice, scored 2 runs, driven in a run as well with 2 outs and nobody on here at the bottom of the 5th inning. As Black, chopper off the glove, out to second. Vargo across, Jones the stretch, and for the first time today, the Eagles go down in order. That's going to go down as a 1-4-3 put out of Black. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Eagles down without a fight for the first time here this afternoon. So that means we'll go at least 6 here this afternoon right here on MVI Live.
No better way to start your morning than with a fresh cup of coffee, and why not start with the best? 3-time Mon Valley favorite winner, His Place Coffee Community and More, located at 103rd Street in Monessen. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have something for everyone. From our fresh brewed coffee, refreshing cold brews, house-made lattes, fraps, and so much more. If you can't decide 4 days of the week, I'll personally be there to help you craft the perfect drink for your needs. We're also serving up house-made breakfast and lunch paninis, homemade baked goods with gluten and dairy-free options available. We are so much more than just a coffee shop, offering community outreach, including Kids Craft Day and Story Time. There's always something new brewing, and we can't wait to see you at His Place Coffee, Community, and More.
New Orm on the hill for the Eagles. Liam Summer on the hill for Serra Catholic after 2 innings of scoreless ball by Jellison. No runs, 1 hit, struck out a couple. Did not walk a batter. Summer on the hill now for Serra Catholic. Liam, a freshman, will head against 9-1-2 for Leechburg. Senior, junior against the freshman Summer. As Liam will dig in, first man Brady Rollinger was originally due up. Pinch hitting here for the Leechburg Blue Devils. That's Cam Scheimer, the freshman. So Scheimer versus Summer, the freshman. And Summer into the line, a little hesitation. Now comes home, swing and a miss. Summer. First batter of the game, no problem for Liam. Seven strikeouts for the Eagles pitching staff here this afternoon. Chase Henry ground out to third, ground out to second. Summer comes home with it. Swing and a miss. As the Woos are out in the Eagle outfield for Liam Summer. Into the line once again. That one misses, no chase by Chase Henry. Now Summer misses there. Nobody on, one out against the freshman. Pitch home by Summer to Chase Henry. Breaks one into the zone there. Two strikes now on Henry. Summer looking for his second punch out of the contest. Summer comes home, breaking ball, swing and a miss as Liam's fanned a couple here in the sixth. Rocco Vigna now his turn at the dish. Summer, two batters, two strikeouts, and a hit batter on the first pitch. He throws to Rocco Vigna, bring up Mason Bertino. Pop up and a ground out. So strikeout, strikeout, hit by pitch, back-to-back innings with base runners for the Leechburg Blue Devils. Summer striking out a pair to start here this afternoon. Summer gets the sign he likes, comes home with it as Liam Summer inside. That one misses. Two outs, one on, 9-0 Eagles advantage here in the top of the sixth. Summer comes home, breaking ball, chopper, back up the middle, past Skaggs. On to second goes Rocco Vigna. So after back-to-back strikeouts to start, it's a hit by pitch and a hit, putting two on with two away, for Jaden Floyd. Struck out and fly out on his two trips to the dish this afternoon. And Jaden Floyd trying to get the Leechburg Blue Devils on the board here in inning number 6. Summer struck out the first two. That was number 9 and number 1 in the order. Now Summer struggling with 2 and 3, looking to turn his attention to Floyd. Struck out swinging against Dombrowski and flew out to right to end inning number 4. That was against Jellison. Two outs, two on, 9-0 Eagles lead. One ball, one strike. As Summer gets the sign to his liking, comes set at the belt. Liam Summer checks back at second. Pitch comes home by Liam. 2-1 now. Eagles, 8 strikeouts this afternoon by the staff. 4 by Dombrowski, 2 by Jellison, now 2 by Summer. Runner goes, Summer comes home, throw down to third, and sliding in safely at the third base bag is going to be Bertino. Make that Vigna double steal as Bertino safe at second. So runners at second and third now with 2 down. Runners at second and third. 2 down. Summer misses outside. Bases now loaded for Jackson Vargo. Strikeout and a single. As Max Black will come and have a quick meeting at the hill. Summer struck out the opening 2 he faced here this afternoon, then surrendered a hit by pitch, a single, and now a walk. Jackson Vargo 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. Liam Summer comes with it, liner out to second. Dombrowski the short way to Skaggs. So Leechburg loads them up, and that will end the inning though, with no runs coming across. As a 5 or 6 retirement ends the inning. No runs, a hit batter, a walk, no errors, and the bases left full of Blue Devils. As we've now played 5.5, your score. Leechburg, nothing. The Serra Catholic Eagles, 9. 1 run away, or now definitely 3 outs from victory as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. Bottom 6, Jellison's spot, so that would be right now the pitcher. And Liam Summer, we'll see if it is Summer. Then Chris Johnson and Matt McNeil. Or excuse me, it would be Caden Bauer. Then Chris Johnson. Who comes in to hit for the Eagles. So it's going to be a re-enter for Jellison. So Jake Jellison will re-enter after Summer's inning of work. As Chase Henry will continue his fine day on the bump. Imagine what it could have been if Henry got the start. Bertino struggled. Jellison, Bauer, and Chris Johnson due up. The weight was on Vigna as he was stranded at third that last inning. And Serra Catholic back in action versus Valley on Friday. Lost to the Vikings here at home last year. Section play on the other side for Union. Again, we'll see what happens next week. Again, not a pretty looking weather forecast for us on the network. Tomorrow going to be a nice temperature day. Not a nice baseball day with projected rain showers and then eventually drops into snow. Next week looks like it could be a washout. First pitch fouled off the bat of Jellison, was trying to duck out of the way, got the knob, so there's strike 1 on Jake Jellison. Jake Jellison hit by pitch and an RBI in the first. Grounded out and flew out in his last 2 trips to the dish. Pitch to Jellison, and that one hits the back shoulder of Jake Jellison, so Jellison will trot down 90 feet to first base, as that will bring in Bauer. Second time Jellison's worn one in this game. a Lock Haven baseball commit, as changing of the guard. Out of the game will come Whitlinger, the third baseman, and it looks like Henry will go back out to probably shortstop, Bertino maybe to third. As new arm coming in, as Henry, a hit batter to start, so Henry comes in. He will go what is officially 4 1/3 innings of work. Struck out a couple, gave up 2. And surrendered 5 hits in the ball game. He's also responsible for the runner over at first base. As the new arm for the Leechburg Blue Devils, it's going to be Steve St. John re-entering. As St. John back in. St. John started the game at third. Couple of errors in that opening inning. Going to see how the rest of the defense unfolds, as St. John was loosening for Leechburg. 1 on and nobody out, winning run over at first base. So Henry will go back to third, or short, excuse me. And Bertino takes over at third. Nine-0 Eagle advantage. Jake Jellison, the winning run over at first base. As the right-hander, Steve St. John, will re-enter. So Caden Bauer, first trip to the dish here this afternoon out in left field. Jellison takes his lead off. Bauer takes strike 1 from the new arm, and St. John. And St. John, a couple of errors in that opening inning here at the hot corner right in front of us. St. John comes home again. Ground ball left side as Henry lost his footing. As Caden Bauer advances the runner. Single by Bauer, make it 2 on with nobody out now for Chris Johnson. Grounded into a 6-4-3 twin, killing his first trip to the dish. Matt McNeil spot on deck. McNeil 2 for 2 with a walk as well. Double and single to the ledger. Check back St. John at Jellison as Chris skies one off the backstop for strike 1. As Bach going to be the call on St. John, so now the winning run 90 feet away. Jellison comes to third. On to second goes Bauer. And they're going to go the intentional walk to Chris Johnson to load up the bases. That means out at any base. Infield going to come in around the diamond. Give you the best look we can from this angle. Infield coming in. Bases loaded, nobody out. Winning run and Jellison 90 feet away. Strike 1 on the inner third. Matt McNeil 2 for 2 with a walk Pitch to McNeil. And Matt takes 1 ball, 1 strike, bases loaded, nobody out. Two and one now. That's the risk of the intentional walk, though. Loading them up a walk, which Serra Catholic's had a number of runs walked in today. That becomes an opportunity again. 2-1 McNeil, ground ball. Throw will come to home in time. Relay to first, not in time. Or it is, but drops, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. McNeil to first, Johnson to second, Bauer to third. 6-2 retirement of Jake Jellison at home. Now Skaggs, he's walked 3 times, reached on an error. They've yet to record Tyler Skaggs out today. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. Hefty cut by Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs will dig back in. Bases loaded, 1 away. Eagles by 9. Winning run 90 feet away. Skaggs in the air, center field. Camping under it, Floyd makes the grab. Tagging will be Bauer. Throw in, Henry, relay, not in time. Tyler Skaggs, a sac fly, RBI, and the Eagles win it as Tyler Skaggs drives in Caden Bauer. That's run number 10, and it's a 10-0 Eagle final. 1 run on 1 hit that inning for Serra Catholic. They strand 2, but it does not matter because the game has come to a completion. 10-0 Serra Catholic, your victors here today. As the Eagles, airless baseball. That's what you want if you're Coach Brian Sorrenda. No runs against, 3 hits, a couple of errors for Leechburg as the Blue Devils left 5 on base. Serra scored 7 in the first. Walk, RBI single by Jake Holmes. Max Black and E5 reaching on that. Then an RBI hit by pitch by Jellison. RBI walk by Rieger. Strikeout of Corbett. An RBI walk to McNeil. Skaggs would reach on an E5, a walk to Hahn, RBI walk by Dombrowski made it 6-0. Eagles would add 1 in the second, a leadoff double by Black, RBI single by Corbett made it 8-0. Eagles would add 1 in the third, leadoff double by Dombrowski. Bauer would come in to score on the RBI, ground out by Black. That made it 9-0. No more scoring to speak of till the 6th. Hit by pitch, single, intentional walk, fielder's choice, and a sac fly RBI. Tyler Skaggs makes it 10-0. Leechburg versus Union in their next game. Serra Catholic will take on Valley. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on base for the Blue Devils. 10 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 10 left on base for the Eagles. Winning pitcher Owen Dombrowski, he is your player of the game. 3 innings, 4 strikeouts for Owen Dombrowski on the bump for Serra Catholic, while also going 1 for 2, a double, a run scored, and an RBI with 2 walks for Dombrowski. He is your player of the game. Eagles take Valin Valley Friday. They're victorious here this afternoon. Your final score, Serra Catholic 9, Leechburg nothing, right here on MVI Live. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on your home for Mon Valley Athletics.
This has been a presentation of Lions Heart Media on MVI Live.